All right, well, good day to everyone out there. We're going to start off with a stretch, quadricep stretch. You will need a flat bench for the next stretch that we're going to do. You're also going to need a chair that you can move around freely, a soft pad for your knees, and also a wall. If you have one available, also be good to have a stopwatch or something to track your time. We're going to be doing this in real time today. And what you're going to need to do is pull the back of the chair close to you, in between you and the wall. Place both knees down on the floor, on the padding first. Bring one foot up on the wall. Bring the other leg forward. And we're going to start the time now. Both hands are on the chair in the back, or on the back of the chair. And chest is up very tall and high. And we're going to be breathing in and breathing out as we feel a stretch from the top of the right hip all the way down towards your right knee. Again, focus on your breathing, and the stretch again should be on the top of the hip, on the right side all the way down towards your knee. On a scale of 1 to 10, we don't want this stretch to be too intense. We don't want anything to bind up or lock up, so about a 6 or 7 on the intensity. Again, big inhale, big exhale. Finish with that first stretch. On that particular side, we're going to switch out. Left foot goes up on the wall, right leg comes forward, both hands are on the chair. We're pushing the hip forward again on the left side, feeling the stretch, top of the left hip all the way down towards your knee. Slight contraction within the left glute if you can do it. And again, we're just holding. Inhale and exhale. The breathing is very important in order to make sure that we're not causing any muscles to tighten up that we don't want tight. Big inhale, big exhale. And contracting the glute on the left side if you can do that. Stretching top of the front of the left hip all the way down toward your knee. Chest is high, head back, chin down. We're going to switch out sides again. We're going to do the right. Both knees come down, both hands are on the floor. Right foot is going to come back up toward or on the wall, the toes. Swing the left leg forward. Both hands on the back of the chair next. Chest up tall and high. Back is straight. Head back, chin down. Top of your right hip toward the knee is where the stretch should be. Again, a slight contraction in your right glute if you can do that. I am not a physician. I am not a physical therapist, but just a guy who has had some back issues before, and this is one of the stretches that I've used in order to alleviate that. Just giving you some information. Again, big inhale, big exhale, top of the right hip down toward the knee. And we're going to switch out sides one more time. Left foot comes up on the wall. Left knee's on the pad. We're going to swing that right leg forward. Both hands go on the back of the chair. Left hip goes forward. Breathing in, breathing out. Top of the left hip all the way down toward the knee for the stretch. Slight contraction in your glute if we can do that. Getting the breathing is very important. Want to make sure you keep your body relaxed as much as possible. Inhale, exhale. A few more seconds here. Okay, make sure that the stretch is between about a 6 and a 7 on the intensity. And we are finished with that particular stretch. Next, you're going to need to grab your straight bench. And here we go. All right, next stretch. We are going to need the flat bench. We're going to put the flat bench all the way up against the wall. And it's going to be for your hamstring. We're going to have a seat on the bench. And we're going to make sure we push our hips all the way back to the edge of the wall. We're going to start off with the left leg first. There's zero gap or very little back in between the back of the wall. It's going to be the wall and your back. Chest is up tall and high. Extend the left leg forward. And the time is starting now. Head back, chin down. We're going to feel the stretch through the hamstring muscle, the back of the leg, of course. And depending on how tight you are, will depend upon if your leg is completely straight or not. My leg is pretty straight. If you wanted to get a little bit more out of the stretch, you can pull your toes back or pull your foot back toward your body. Again, chest is up tall and high. The back is straight. So you inhale and exhale. So your opposite leg, or your right leg in this case, is going to be at 90 degrees. The foot is flat on the floor. Again, big inhale, big exhale. And of course, time is coming up here shortly. So relax that left leg. And we're going to switch. Alright, right leg comes up this time. Left leg is at 90 degrees. Again, we're minimizing the gap between our back and the wall. Head back, chin down. Again, depending on your range of motion or your flexibility through your hamstring on either particular side will depend on if there's any kind of angle in your knee. Head back, chin down again. If you want to accentuate the stretch a little bit further, you can always pull the toes back toward you. Big inhale, big exhale. If you ever need to adjust yourself, you can definitely do that. Again, just making sure that there's very little, if any, gap between your back and the wall. Time is coming up. And we are there. We're going to switch out again. Hips push back. Left leg comes up on the bench. Right leg, right knee, 90 degrees. Foot is flat. I'm going to make sure that there's a very little gap in between the wall and my back. Try to breathe through your diaphragm as much as possible also. Head back, chin down. Make sure we're not doing too much belly breathing. Inhale, exhale. Left leg is as straight as possible. Make sure we're not trying to fight in order to keep the leg straight. Just gonna let it go. Again, your leg might not be as straight as mine, but you can try to keep it as straight as possible. A little muscle up towards your hip also is one of the hip flexor muscles. Want to try to make sure that that muscle is relaxed. And the stretch is only occurring in the back of the leg. Time is coming up. And we're going to relax that leg now. Left leg comes down. One more time with the right. Chest is up tall and high. Right leg is out straight. Head back, chin down. Big inhale, big exhale. Left foot is flat on the floor. breathing through the diaphragm. Should feel your rib cage expand and contract as you breathe. Apologize for a little bit of background noise. It is not raining outside. This is my computer trying to, I guess, stay cool. Inhale, exhale. We are almost there with the hamstring stretch. And that is it. On to the next stretch then. All right, so the next stretch is going to be our soleus stretch. We're going to be facing the wall this time. We're going to have a pad, again, a pillow, something that you can place your knee on. That way you don't get any pain in your knee as we're going through this stretch. My left leg is back. My right leg is forward. I'm going to bring my right foot about 6 inches to maybe about 1 foot away from the wall. Keeping the chest up tall and high, my back straight. I'm going to attempt to bring my knee to the wall, but keeping my heel down the entire time. You're going to feel the stretch in the back of your leg. So from your heel all the way up toward the back of your knee. That's going to be your soleus stretch. There's 2 parts to your calf muscles. You have your or 2 main parts to your calf muscles. It's going to be your gastrocnemius, which is the ball that you see back there, and also your soleus, which is directly under it. Right now we're stretching out the soleus. If there's any kind of tightness within your soleus, it will affect the way you move. It'll affect the way you squat. It'll affect the way you lunge. It'll affect the way you go down the stairs, sit in a chair, so on and so forth. So we want to make sure that those muscles are loose enough in order to gain the function that we need. We're going to hold this again for 1 minute. And the heel is down. We're pushing that knee up against the wall. And we're finished with that 1 minute. So we're going to switch out. So right now, my right knee is going to come back toward the pad. Left leg is going to swing forward. Again, the foot about 6 inches to maybe about 1 foot. Depends upon your flexibility or range of motion. Heel stays down, chest is up tall and high. My knee tracks forward toward the wall. I'm just going to barely touch that wall. Same as before with the other stretches that we did. I want to make sure that we're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. There shouldn't be any pain anywhere. And again, if you're having any kind of issues, if you already have issues such as plantar fasciitis or bone spurs or something like that, or heel spurs, make sure that you contact your physician, your doctor, surgeon, whoever you need to contact before you start doing these stretches. We don't want to make any kind of condition worse. Again, I'm not a doctor, not a physical therapist, just a fitness consultant. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Our minute is almost up with this soleus stretch. And we are finished. Left knee goes down again. Right leg again is going to swing forward. Right foot down flat. I'm checking my watch. Make sure this settling where it needs to be. Move my left knee forward a little bit. And again, heel stays down. Foot is pointed straight forward. My knee is going to touch the wall. Should feel a good stretch. Back lower part of the leg. The time has started. Big inhale, big exhale. And this is where you should be stretching right around there. Again, midsection in tight. Posture straight, head back, chin down. Very important. And again, if a person has a very tight soleus, then they can have some issues squatting down. They might squat and then their hips kind of shoot back while they're dropping their chest because they don't have the ankle mobility in order to squat straight down. You put your hand on top of your thigh if you need to allow a little bit of pressure to help that knee travel forward just a little bit. I do have pretty good range of motion within my ankles, as you can see. Some people do not. All right, we're going to switch out sides one more time. Left goes forward, the right goes back. A bit of a distance here where we're going to be stretching, chest up tall and high. And again, can I bring that knee to the wall? Yes, it is there. Again, I have both hands on my thigh. A little bit of pressure there to help me get the stretch. Head is back, chin is down. Big inhale, big exhale, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Almost there with a minute. Good stretch for a proper squat or a proper lunge or whatever your physical activity may be. And we are relaxed. That's it for the soleus stretch. Next up, we're going to go for our transverse abdominis activation. Little mat on the floor again. Going to be all the way on our back. Bent knees, midsection in tight. Want to draw the navel tight into the spine. We're also going to tuck the pelvis under, and we're going to bring up one leg. We want to keep that 90-degree angle as much as possible. We're going to bring that foot down, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. The main thing we want to do here is make sure that our pelvis is not shifting as we go back and forth from one leg to the next. Okay, and kind of see what's happening with my pelvis here. So I do have a little bit of a shift when I bring my right leg up, and then less of a shift as I bring my left up. So we're not breathing, we're not moving our stomach as we go through this range of motion. I'm trying to breathe through my diaphragm, keeping the pelvis level. Right side and then the left. And you could also call this the supine alternating hip flexion. We're actually flexing the hips. And what I like to do also is 3 seconds on the way up, 3 seconds on the way down with the legs, or with the feet actually. We're going to do 5 repetitions on each side, so we'll alternate back and forth, right side, left side. And we're going to do this 3 times. Give yourself a break as much as you need. Take myself a little break here. And I'm going to bring my feet back a little bit further. Make sure that we are even. Also want to make sure that as you raise your leg up, we're going to start with our second set here, but as you bring a leg up, keep the same angle in your within your leg. So we don't want to bring a leg up and all of a sudden our foot is coming toward the hip. That kind of shortcuts the range of motion. Number 1, so again, I like to count 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 on the way down. So 1, 2, 3. Again, this is your second set of 5. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Our breathing is the same. We want to make sure that we're using our diaphragm to breathe. And try to keep your belly as still as possible. We don't want to bring one leg up and start pushing the stomach out. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. If we really want to get involved with it, then we can definitely make sure that we exhale on the way up with the leg, inhale on the way down. If you want to make it a little more difficult, you can bring the arms straight up toward the ceiling, palms facing each other. And again, make sure you watch your midsection, watch your pelvis, make sure we don't, so the pelvis stays basically level. Take a little short break there. We're finished with our second set of 5. And should do 3 sets there also. We're just going to do 2, so you can stop the video right now and do your next set. Alright, so the next one we're going to do is, you can call it cat-cow, cat-camel. But basically what we're doing is we're tucking the pelvis under. Knees are right up under the hips. Your hands or your wrists are directly under your shoulders. As we tuck the pelvis under, and also we're going to bring the upper back toward the ceiling, drawing the navel tight into the spine. And then we're going to reverse that. So we're trying to bring the belly down to the floor, pushing the hips back. Okay. We're going to bring it up high. So we're basically rounding off the back or bringing the entire back up toward the ceiling, tucking the pelvis under. And then we're going to push the hips back. I'm going to do this 10 times. So number 3 here. So again, the entire upper back comes up toward the ceiling, tucking the pelvis under. So we're trying to round off the lower spine as well. We're looking to stretch the lumbar spine. To create mobility. Shoulder blades will also separate at the very top, and as you come back down, the shoulder blades will come together. Take your time when you're doing this. Again, it's all about the mobility of the spine. And nothing you do should cause you pain. But you will feel a stretch. Getting your entire upper back goes up toward the ceiling. And if you want to get in sync with the breathing, as you bring your upper back toward the ceiling, you can exhale. And then you can, you can inhale on the way up, and then exhale on the way down. So inhale here on the way up, and exhale on the way down. A few more here. Inhale on the way up, and exhale on the way down. Okay, so I guess we're finished there. Okay. All right, so the next and the last exercise we do will be a little bit of thoracic spine mobility. So grab a foam roller. You're going to be on your back with the foam roller. I'm going to have a very short foam roller, but you can get a long one. They work the same. Place it on the mat, and we're going to have a seat. We're going to keep the knees bent. The foam roller is going to go right between our shoulder blades, maybe a little bit below. Depends on what's comfortable for you. Keeping the knees bent the entire time. The hips are going to stay on the ground. Hands, or it's going to be the fingertips, are going to be behind the back of the head, and we're going to try to lift the rib cage toward the ceiling. And then we're going to draw the rib cage back down toward the hips. Now, I brought my elbows out wide just so you can see the range of motion that I'm going through. I'm going to try to lift the rib cage toward the ceiling. And then we're going to bring it back down toward the hips. You want to really advance it. You can stretch out the arms as you come down, as you're lifting the rib cage. And then as you come back up with the body, you can bring the elbows to the side. Again, reaching back as long as there is no pressure, no pain in your neck or anywhere else. You can reach back, stretch out your arms, and as you come back up, bringing the rib cage back toward the hips, bring the elbows to the side of the body, reaching back. It's a good exercise to do if you've been sitting in a chair all day. Also good exercise after a good workout. So reaching back, the hips again stay on the ground, pulling it in. I'm going to place my hands in the back of the head again. So again, we're reaching back. I really like the elbows to stay narrow. Don't really like them too wide. And one more time, I am not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. Just a local fitness consultant. So if you have any kind of issues, make sure you consult your doctor, your trusted physician. And this is actually a very beneficial stretch for people who are sitting in a chair all day. We're going to do that 10 times, of course, and we are finished.